get some new people in here. Let's have a good time and have a learn session to get our learning on.
Yo, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I might lose you. I'm going to the mountains, but if I do, I'll just be jumping back on. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. No worries at all, brother. I see we have a new face here. Stacy, hello. Welcome. This is your first time to our Zoom?
No, I've been to one of them.
I thought you had, but when you said that you wanted to come into the Zoom, I thought you hadn't been. So I was like, I'm not exactly sure. So we'll play this one safe.
No, I've been to one of them. I just
Good deal. Good deal.
Now.
Well, I'm glad to have you back. We do have the notification group that every time I go live, I send out a text in there to let everybody know that we're live. If you'd like me to add you to that, I will, but I don't want anybody commenting or talking in there just because I don't want extra notifications and then people leave the group.
Okay.
So if you'd like to be added to it, I'll gladly add you, but just do me a favor and don't chat in there.
Oh, I won't.
Okay. So do you want to be added then?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will add you right now. I think Christy's already in it.
I am.
Yes. Stacy. Hi. Oh, your name's different on Facebook. I'll find you after the meeting and then I'll put you in there.
It's Queen Stacy Heibner.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because I have two different Facebooks.
Gotcha. No worries, no problem. Welcome everybody. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Miss Jules. Welcome. Anna Louise. Welcome. So one of the things that I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the way it works. Okay. Last night I was actually on the phone with Andre, so he can confirm this. I was watching some videos last night on network marketing and success, right? And I was taking notes on the training because I wanted to discuss some things with you guys about network marketing success. And about halfway through, I kind of came up with an epiphany in it where I was noticing that the network marketing that they were talking about wasn't about the actual product. They were actually talking about like the networking as far as marketing the product through friends and family and getting people signed up with your business, right? And networking in that aspect. And it made me realize that there is actually a difference between network marketing and direct sales. Now, I know a lot of us probably lump those two together. That direct sales, network marketing, they basically mean the same thing. But what I'm finding is when I'm doing my searches for those things that are direct sales tips, ways to sell our products, the ways to sell the products, including like Facebook Live and, host parties and events and all those kind of things, always seem to come up as direct sales. Where all these other times that I'm doing these searches, network marketing come up, and those always seem to be talking about how to build your team, how to build your network. So it made me come to realize that, we really do have two separate streams of business in paparazzi. Not only do you have your personal sales, right? We all know about our personal sales and how to do them. So that's what we spend a lot of our training on, is how to do the personal sales. But just as important in our success is the network marketing, growing a team. We can make it on our own personal sales, especially if we get to the point where we're going live every single day and we're selling, up to $10,000 a month in product, right? I mean, that's what my wife sells. She sells up to $10,000 a month in product. Oftentimes between anywhere from $7,500 to $8,500 in product is what she's selling every single month in retail. And I know a lot of you aren't at that far at that point yet, but that just goes to show you though that, you know, the direct sales portion of it, there's a lot of money to be made, right? But then you get to the network marketing of it, where network marketing, you building on your team, you can make just as much, if not more money, if not less money, either way, but you can make a separate paycheck just off of what you do when you grow a team, right? And we all know that really when you grow in a team, the main things that you need to do as a personal sponsor's host, as their business partner, is you need to make sure that they get active every month. So you need to at least be on top of them, at least enough to make sure that they are getting active. Hopefully you guys are all active. And if not, you're working on getting active. We all know that like the first 7 days are the times that we work to, no worries, Christy. These are the first 7 days are the days that we push to get active. Now in my team, in Team KoB, I have 3 days. I think that you should be active within 3 days. If you're not, then there's no penalty, no crime. But if it takes you 7 days to get active, then it takes you 7 days to get active. But I offer an incentive and a reward if you can get active within the first 3 days. Because that's so valuable, right? That and the fact that by growing a team, you need to be responsible enough to make sure that that team member is getting plugged into the trainings. We need to make sure that that team member is getting plugged into all of the training groups so that they at least get notifications when things happen. So that if you can't tag them or they miss a tag, then they at least have partial responsibility in making sure that they go and get into the trainings. But if you haven't even done that, if you haven't even added them to the training groups and you're not tagging them, then you're not doing anything for them. And that's sad for them and for you, because you want to have that when you get to the point where you want to make sure that you're ranking up and you're wanting to take care of your team and you're wanting your team successful. You've already laid down a rocky foundation for them. They don't know exactly how they're going to be handled in this situation if their own personal sponsor that brought them in, you know, their own business partner has left them high and dry. And that's why it's so important that we make sure that we do these network marketing directives, right? But that also led me to believe that we do spend a whole lot of time working on ourselves, working on our own personal sales. We spend a whole lot of time working on our Facebook algorithms. We spend a whole lot of time working on all of the things that's going to build our own personal inventory sales investment. But we don't spend nearly enough time doing the network marketing so that we can get a commission check off of that as well. You cannot become a 6-figure bling boss if you don't have a 6-figure commission coming in. That makes sense?
Yes.
So I think what's important here is that over these next few days, or this month, as a matter of fact, and ongoing, that not only do we work on our personal sales, but we work on our network marketing, right? And team building. So over the next few days, we're going to be doing a lot of coaching. I've been doing a whole lot of training online on my own through some of the gurus in network marketing. And if any of you do your own training or your own network marketing strategies and you do your own YouTubes or your own Googles, you'll find that there are people like Eric War, who is a multi-millionaire network marketing guru that owns a network marketing pro company that he's the founder of.
You want something?
And he, as a network marketer, goes and speaks to many, many different product companies at their conventions. When they go and they do their conventions, he's known to be paid thousands and thousands of dollars to go and speak at these conventions, to lead summits, okay, and seminars. Eric War is one of them. Gosh, there's a whole bunch of different people that I can like totally list, like Eric Thompson, whatever. He's got another multi-million-dollar platform, and he offers free training on YouTube. All of these different people are people that I've been following on a regular basis. And so what I'm planning on doing, welcome back, Christine. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on following and taking advice from each and every one of these people and bringing it back to you. Okay? So if you come into these Zoom conferences, you're going to be learning everything that I'm going to be learning in a shorter amount of time. Like I'm spending 6 to 7 hours a day watching YouTube videos so that I can bring this stuff back to you guys. Now, by bringing it back to you guys, if you implement it, right, you fill that cup full of training juices, and then you drink from it, you use it, and you put that out there, you will see a difference in your company. You will see a difference in your rank. You will see a growth in what you're doing besides just your personal sales. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to be pushing our personal sales off to the side and we're not going to be working on them, but we're going to be working a lot this month about network marketing. And the reason why we're going to do a lot of it this month, because I want every one of you guys to be able to rank up this month. And if not, if you don't rank up this month, it won't be because of lack of training. As long as you come in here and you're doing these Zoom conferences and you're taking your notes and you're implementing the things that you're taught, we're going to teach you and show you how to network market, okay? How to get those people that say they don't have time, how to get those people that say they don't have money, how to get those people that say they don't want to do sales. I can't sell anything. We're going to teach you how to get those people to join up to your team. And it's already the things that I've been doing, that I've been learning, the things that I've been implementing on my own to try to practice for you guys are working. I have 4 people right now that have told me that they will sign up for my company. Now, all 4 of them have not yet done it, okay? But out of those 4 people, let's say I can at least expect half of them to do that. Okay, that means I got 2 people that are ready to sign up. Okay, and if I continue, and this is done over the last week. So if I got 2 people that I can get to sign up this week, and if I could get 2 more people, possibly the other 2 that said they were going to sign up the week after, and then 2 more people that say they're going to get signed up. Look, all it takes is that multiplication, right? What you're looking for is a multiplication factor. Once you start the process of getting a new teammate, it makes it so much easier to get a second teammate. But you've got to, number one, keep that energy up, right? You just got a teammate. You just grew your team by how many ever percent that teammate did for you. So once you get that teammate in there, then it's easy for you to be able to go and approach another teammate, because at this moment, at this time, right now, you're feeling confident about you and your business, right? And not only that, but you want to bring in somebody else right after you've brought in a teammate so that it shows that they didn't make a bad decision. Okay. So as much as we're working on our own personal sales, hello, Marissa and Andre, welcome to the show. Just to catch you up to speed, I had just told them I had kind of an epiphany when I was doing some training last night for our training today. And I realized that, you know, we do have the two separate incomes that we can make in this business, but a lot of our training that we do focuses on one of those two, which is our own personal sales, where I want to take a few days out of the week and I want to push on that other form of sales, which is the networking, the marketing, the getting your teammates. You know, and I don't know if you realize this, Andre and Marissa, but and you may have known this and I didn't, but I come to realize that direct sales and network marketing are two different things. Direct sales have to do with the product that you're selling, where network marketing has to do with the tool of marketing that product in a business form of being able to get new recruits and teammates. So it's kind of funny. I was doing a bunch of searches for network marketing success, hoping to have ways for us to have other sales success. And everything led me to team building. And I'm like, no, I want sales. So I had to like do sales searches, and every one of them kept coming up direct marketing or direct sales. And I'm like, I did not put the two together. So maybe that's a mistake that not only I'm doing, but other people are doing as well.
I tried to really talking to people about the opportunity. I really tried to tell them that we are so blessed because we have the opportunity to make income in both ways. Like if you don't want a team, okay, all right, I didn't either. If you can still make amazing six-figure income by selling the jewelry, right? It's great. It's available there for you. But if you want that residual income, that income from helping people, from giving them hope, yeah, we got that too. So you really have you have the best of both worlds. And if you're utilizing both, you're going to only grow. But if you're utilizing this one and not really this one, you're going to have an unbalance. Does that make sense, guys? We want it to be like this, like, ooh, we selling, we're growing our team, we are growing up. But if it's like this, lopsided, we got something going on.
Yeah, and see, and those things should work hand in hand to be in the true scheme of things. The way it should work is that people should see that you're doing so well in your sales that they want to join your team, right? And so that's why it's so important to make sure that you're getting those sales and that you're working those sales. But at the same time, you should be working on your team regardless if you want one. And the reason why I say that is because all you have to do in building a team is making sure that those people are, number one, know that they about becoming active, right? You want to make sure that they know that. And then number two, all you have to do is make sure that you plug them into all the trainings. Make sure that they know that the Zooms are there. Make sure that they know Marissa's going to have a training every day. And if you, like I said before, if you've plugged them into the training groups and you've added them and they've accepted that invite, right? You want to go back after you add somebody to a group like a training group as a new consultant. So let's say, Stacy, you got a new consultant today and you added them to Marissa's training group, okay? And you invited them. They have to go accept that request to be invited, to be actually put in her group. So just inviting them isn't enough. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back a day or two later or go to that consultant that you signed up and make sure that they've hit that acceptance. Because if they don't accept it, then they're not seeing anything that's happening in the training group. Now, once they've accepted it, now they're getting notifications at least when things are happening in that group. So that if for some reason you can't tag them, they will still get notified. And then it's their responsibility as well to go see these trainings. But it is also your responsibility to notice those notifications Even if you're busy, go into those notifications and tag your people. And if you do those simple things right there, you can lead a team of hundreds without ever having to teach them, so to speak. Okay, does that make sense? You don't have to necessarily be their trainer. You need to be their leader. You need to lead them to the trainings. You need to lead them to the information. If you can get them to go to the information, you've done what you need to do as a leader. And that's it. That's all. Now, if you decide to get more involved in their training and you decide to do trainings and take that, hey, more power to you and I applaud you, right? Go get it. But don't limit yourself because you're limiting them already before you get them involved with the training that we provide. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So over the next couple of days, I'm going to be doing more and more training that's going to consist of things that are going to help us talk to people about our business. That's going to help us know when people are interested about our business and want to grow with us and want to join our business. We're going to be able to talk about the ways that people can object about joining our business and ways to overcome that. There's a whole bunch that we're going to be talking about as far as team building. And the reason why we're going to do this in June right now is because I want every one of you to rank up this month. And if you don't rank up this month, it's not lack of training that's caused it. Because I will give you all the training it will take you to rank up this month. Okay? So, all I'm doing, I'm sorry?
I had to take off my glasses because you're absolutely correct. If you are not ranking up and you are not growing in this business, it is not for lack of trying. No, it's not lack of training, excuse me, because there's so much. I have been in this for 4 years, you guys. Every single day am still going to YouTube. Every day. I just went there this morning. I just went there again today. You always have to keep learning. And so we have these trainings. I have them. Michelle Egan has them. Kimberly Howard has them. Chris has them in the training library. He's compiled all of the trainings for you step by step. So if you are struggling to going to that next level, that whether it's, starting a team or growing the team that you already have, you've got the training there from whoever. Everybody has different learning styles too. So you may not learn from me. You may not learn from Chris, but you better learn from somebody.
That's true.
Awesome. Thank you, Marissa. And that's where this is going to lead this over this next month is I want to be working these network marketing tools so that you can be building a commission check, right? Because a commission check is much better to me than a sales check, because the commission check is residual money that's coming in from you and having a successful team that's pushing a whole bunch of products through your website, right? So I don't know if you do this or not, but when you count that OV, if you've got more than one person signed up for you and you're seeing that OV that's coming up there and you're counting that OV as a personal win, damn right you should be. Damn right you should be, because that OV right there that's going to also carry on to your uplines and your uplines above that and your uplines above that, that OV was contributed to that team because of you, right? That OV, you lead that OV, right? That OV is all your people putting product through your website, your ID number. So you're putting your stamp on all of those pieces of jewelry that's going out. So even if you've only got a personal volume of 500 personal volume of the month, but you have 4,200 in PV, then look at you go. You just moved 4,750 pieces through your back office, through the people that you've aligned with, right? Doesn't that paint a bigger picture for you? That you could sell 500 pieces of jewelry and get that 1,000 PV. But if you've got a team that of like 10 people that instead are selling 10,000 pieces of jewelry, now look how much money you guys are pushing through that back office. It's not about just yourself sometimes, right? This is about being able to be those hope dealers, right? Being able to be those ways out, you know, those ways to make extra money for those people that need to make extra money. You know, and I'm telling you this stuff because I failed at direct sales and network marketing for several years until I found paparazzi. And now that I found paparazzi, that doesn't exist. I'm not a failure no more. I am a success story because I am a success. I am selling thousands of dollars worth of product by myself, or me and my wife, you know, we sell thousands of dollars in product by ourselves, but we also sell thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of product to our team. So this isn't a one-person show. And my team, our team, the team, KoB, that team right there, for me, wants to get to that elite point, right? They want to have that elite bar. Did you guys know that if you hit Bling Boss is $100,000 commission paid to you by paparazzi. Has nothing to do with your sales. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that you have a high volume producing team that sells so much jewelry that your commission check is over $100,000 a year, right? Let's break that down. That's like $8,500 a month in commission checks from paparazzi. If you get to that point, you are what they call a Bling Boss and a $100,000 figure or six-figure earner. Do you know that in all of the world, there are only 5% six-figure earners? 5% of all of our entire world make up those six-figure earners. And you know that you can do that in paparazzi? Can you imagine that? Like, what does that tell you? Out of all those people out there, and yet we have it readily available to us if we work it in this business. Can you get a six-figure earner working at McDonald's, even if you owned it, if you owned a franchise store? No, you probably have to buy several franchise stores. Six-figure income is not easy to come by anymore. This is powerful what you guys hold in your hand, but you got to be able to utilize it and make you the money, right? And that's what I want to teach you guys in these Zooms. Not only how to sell your jewelry and get those incentives and get those free bling pieces and learn those life of the party ranks. I want you to also learn the commission chart. Okay, know that this company will pay you bonuses every time you rank up. Know that this company will give you like incentives to rank up because you get unilevel bonuses. Right? If I'm telling you stuff that you don't already know, then that means that you don't know your commission system yet. You don't know the ranking system yet. And until you do, you probably will not be motivated as much to get involved in that, because the power in the ranking and the commissions alone and the math in doing any kind of power building there when it comes to your check, you're missing out if you're not trying to if you're not trying to grow a team. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to, right? You don't have to. You can totally go by your own personal sales. You don't necessarily have to build a team to make a success of paparazzi. But if it's available to you, why wouldn't you? So with that being said, anybody have any questions about anything that we've just talked about? Feel free to either raise your hand or unmute. If we get too many that are chatting, though, we'll have to go to the raise your hand. Angie, did you have any take from that? Andre?
Yo. Okay, cool. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I just want to piggyback on.
Did you just pull over to talk?
I'm parked right now, yeah. So check it out. Like, I just wanted to piggyback on that because what Chris was just saying right there is so, and it's so amazing, and it's almost like, I don't want to like pump it up so much, like it's like it makes it unbelievable, but the opportunity that we have with this company truly is unbelievable. And that does not mean that it's going to be easy. That does not mean it's just going to come, money's just going to fly into your pockets. But that does mean that if you work hard and if you set goals and if you work at getting your goals done, you can have this lifestyle too. You can have these things too. Chris was just talking about making $100,000 in a year, and that's the Bling Boss. That's the Bling Boss Awards. Let me go a little step further and let you know, ladies, know something else. The Bling Boss Award is awarded to you the month that you get it. So if you get it within a year, then in December you'll get your award. Bling Boss Award, ta-da, you know what I mean? Well, obviously that means if you hit it in November, well, then that means that you did it in 11 months, right? Well, if you hit it in, sooner than that, there's people that are hitting Bling Boss Award in January.
Amen.
Okay?
Wasn't that Michelle?
And we're talking like within the days of January.
Wasn't that Michelle?
I don't know offhand, but
I know she was Bling Boss.
Yeah, she's one of them. Yeah, she's one of them for sure. But I mean, like, there's a lot of them though. It's like you can be one of those too. You know what I mean? How bad do you want that? Is that something that you're interested in? It's something I'm interested in for sure. Marissa's definitely interested in that. You know what I mean?
I am. I'm greedy.
I know Christian for sure.
I'm hungry.
I mean? Like, who else is interested in that?
I know. I'm hungry for it. Not only that, but I want to walk across the stage, get my Bling Boss Award, and when I do, I'm going to sea walk across that stage wearing a pimp hat.
Hi, everyone.
I am going to have a feather in my cap, and I'm going to pop my collar, and I'm going to sea walk. I'm going to take a terry cloth towel, and I'm going to dust off my patent leather shoes as I do it, too. I'm just going to sea walk all the way across that stage.
I want to see the video.
Me too.
No. I want you guys to be there because you guys have got to walk the stage yourself.
Right, live, no video.
I wanted to do it this year, but me barely starting and me living in a house with just me and my kids, right now I don't feel comfortable leaving them the house and me taking a trip and having to worry about something bad happening and me being far away. I got to get more trust into my kids to where I know I could leave my house and I'm gonna come home and it's still a house. It's not burned down to the ground.
Well, that's good. You got a future goal. You got 1 year to whip them kids in shape.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna say. Whip that ass. Mama's on a mission, and you all gonna participate. Behave.
Yeah, I told my daughter about it, and her birthday's in August, and she was like, "I want to go." I'm like, "Oh no."
You know,
I
I
can't
thought
do that.
about you know, Marissa does a lot of awesome challenges that a lot of you guys get involved in. And I'm really thinking about throwing a challenge out there, and it's not necessarily going to have like a reward to it, you know, because I think that the challenge itself is its reward. But like, man, I'm really thinking, what if you guys took the rest of the time in June and just really, really, really concentrated on taking every moment you had to work your business? And I'm not talking about just like in just your sales either. Remember, we just talked about network marketing. I'm talking about spending time where if you're not doing wall drops and you're not going live at the moment and you're not doing a pre-sale, then why don't you instead hit that messenger and set you up a couple appointments for people to talk to about joining your team, right? And how many of you guys actually like, okay, there's a system to this that we're going to be introducing here too, that when you talk to somebody, you want to talk to them about just sparking their interest in growing your team, right? Then you want to be able to give them some time to think about it and then come back to them at another time, maybe a couple days later, and say, hey, remember that thing we were talking about the other day about you joining my team? I've been thinking about it, you know, and I got some ideas for you. But would you be available to me on, say, Friday for a 20-minute just chit chat? You know, let's talk about this. And it'd be awesome if you could bring your spouse or your wife too, because I would like to seriously give you some of my ideas, right? Then when you confirm that date and they say that they're going to do that, then that's when you approach them with some of your thoughts and your ideas on the ways that it may possibly help them from what you know of them. But at that time is when you're going to learn them the most, right? And you're going to learn a lot about them. So you don't even necessarily have to expect to close it on that time. If that ends up being just a good conversation with you, then you hit them up one more time after that and say, hey, so we had a talk, we got together. I've been thinking about some of the things that you told me about your business. Hopefully you've been thinking about some of the things I told you. Why don't we get together one more time, right? And you can even do this through a Starbucks lunch or whatever, and that's a tax write-off. Okay, so treat them to Starbucks. Say, hey, you know what? Why don't you meet me at Starbucks on Friday? I'll buy you your coffee and your bagel, and let's hash this out. Let's talk about this a little bit. And who knows? You may walk out of there becoming a business partner. You know, and worst fails is you at least walked away with some knowledge and a bagel and a full belly. You feel me? And then that is going to be something that you can take that receipt, give it to your bookkeeper, put it for your tax write-off. That's a tax expense right there. Boom. That person knows that, hey, you're doing well enough. You at least bought my coffee, right? I mean, you know, not everybody's going to go around offering coffee to everybody, you know, especially Starbucks coffees, right? So take those advantages and make those things happen. I want to teach you all of these types of techniques and abilities to grow your teams. But what I'd like to challenge you to do is to talk to your family, talk to your kids, talk to your husband, talk to your spouses, your wives, whatever, and say, look, this 30 days, this next month, and I'm going to work my business every minute that I possibly can. And I need your support in doing it by taking care of the kids a little extra for me. You guys taking care of yourselves a little bit extra for me, you know, so that way mom can work or dad can work, whatever the case may be, but so that I can work this month. And if I work good this month, it's just going to help so that we can have a good Christmas, you know, or we can have a vacation or, you know, one of those things, you know, I mean, hey, if you do this all month long for me, when and next month we'll go to, you know, the park and have a picnic and have a family day. You know what I mean? Give them a reward for it. You know, give them an incentive that they don't want to lose neither. And when they're come up to you and they're telling you, "Hey, mom, I need this," and "Hey, mom, I need that," and you remind them, "Hey, mom's working right now. Do you guys want to go make sure we get this family, you know, incentive that we're trying to do? If you want to make sure you get that, I got to work. Go ask your dad." Yes, Stacy, you got a question?
Well, it's really not a question.
No, either way. Go ahead.
In April, I had someone sign up underneath me. So it was my first teammate. But last month and this month, she did not get active because she works and she said she don't have time for it. And I try to keep in contact with her as much as I can. I even went to her house to like show her like, so I tried my best to like teach her like how to do it. She's like, I can't go live because of everybody that stays in the house. But me and her mother-in-law had a talk and she was like, she can go live. I think she's just scared to go live. I was like, you're gonna do wall drops or anything. I sold a couple of pieces for her so she'd have money to show her that it does work, but she don't want to do it no more. So I kind of feel
Well, you know what? We're gonna feel that way, Stacy, when that happens, because unfortunately, we're gonna waste a lot of time on people that don't want it. You know, and or aren't ready to do it, you know, and all you can do is make sure that you keep trying to include her, okay, and make sure that she's seeing what you're doing, because one of these days they may click to her that, oh my gosh, look, you're a bling boss and I could have had that too. Like now I want it, you know what I mean? There's always the opportunity that they will get thirsty. Don't take away their feeding source. Don't take them away from the water. You know what I mean? Like, don't kick them from your groups. Don't say, okay, well, you're not participating, so you don't need to be in this training group or this training. Leave them where they're at and let them see everybody else moving around them. And when they see that they're the inanimate object and they want some of this movement, they'll get thirsty and then they'll go to the watering hole and they'll start getting their training and they'll start getting their lessons. All you got to do is just make sure that you're reaching out to them at least once a month, or, you know, and if you can try to get that person in here, if you tell me, especially in advance, like, hey, Chris, you know, I'm having trouble with one of my girls, and she agreed that she's going to come into the Zoom conference tomorrow, and I know who it is, then I'll help try to, you know, give them the incentive.
Okay. And I know, like, when Marissa goes live on trainings, I tag her in it. And
perfect.
When like Crystal does her lives, I tag her in it just so she can get, because I watch multiple lives even though I'm a consultant. But the only reason why I watch multiple lives because I'm trying to get new ideas. Because, you know, sometimes I fail at selling pieces, but I know eventually I'm gonna have a good live and where it's gonna shock me. I can't get the word right, my bad. But
no, it's okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, it will come one of these days. You're gonna get one of those high energy lives. You're gonna sell a whole bunch of pieces and just be completely just shocked that it happened.
And I post daily. I know half of the time when I post, some of the things that I do post ain't like professional wise, but majority of the posts that I do, like, what is it called? The allograms, or what do y'all call it? Yes.
Algorithms.
Okay, I can't say it. But majority of the things that I post are things that I've liked. Let me think. I can't think. My bad. I lost train of thought.
That's okay. It's not a big concern as long as you know that there's improvement and you're working on making that improvement. You know, if you know that some of those posts reaching the right sources because of the content, and you know that, then it's all about
Mhm.
making the changes to make it more readable to people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
know I
I
posted
completely
a few
understand.
things. I posted a few things a couple days, like the last couple of days, and I've noticed people sharing it because one of them posts is you copy and paste it to your wall, you comment on their post and then copy and paste it. And I noticed that a couple of people that are on my friend list did exactly like, and that's how it reaches out to everyone.
Yeah, well, those definitely do work. There's all kinds of means to be able to make those things work. Me personally, I stay away from anything that says copy and paste. I just do. You know what I mean? But yeah, being able to follow those Facebook algorithms, and you've seen the algorithms video, right?
No,
Okay. So, do you know about the training library?
no, I need to go in and look at that.
Okay, so I will send you a link. I'll send you a private message afterwards. I'll work with you a little bit and get you caught up to speed to help you out. And this will help you if you pass this on to your friend as well. Okay, because
Okay.
if you don't know, she apparently doesn't know either. So there is a training link that we have that has a bunch of training tools on them. I'm going to send you that training link, and in it, on one of the tools, there's a video on face. There's two videos on Facebook algorithms done by Patricia Shevling. Patricia Shevling is a Luke's jet setter in this company. She is a way up in the she's at the top of the bar, and she has paid somebody a lot of money to teach her how the Facebook algorithms work, and then she shared all that information with us. So it's high dollar information for free to you. I want you to
Okay.
watch both of those algorithm videos, if not both of them, one of them at least. Right? She has a newer one and an older one, but they both talk about a lot of the same things, but there's a few changes between one and the other. The most recent one's probably going to be the most effective. Okay. But there's two of
Okay.
those in there. I want you to watch those. But then once you see that those are there, I want you to take a look at some of the other training videos that are in there. There's training videos for new consultants, there's motivation videos, and then there's also videos for team building. Okay. So
Okay.
that's your homework for me to you. And I'll send you a personal message after the Zoom conference and we'll talk more.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anna Louise, how are you today? Are you able to unmute? If not, that's okay. We can move on to another person. I just wanted to have some
I'm good,
conversation
thank you.
here. You're good?
Yes.
How are you today?
Good. Just taking care of my parents.
Oh, well, we all got to do that.
Yeah.
That's good of you to do that, though. They took care of you for so long. Now they're getting their end, right?
Yep.
Good. And so, how long have you been with Paparazzi?
Since April 1st.
Since April 1st. Awesome. So, how are you enjoying it so far?
I love it.
Wonderful. And so, is this your first Zoom?
No, this is actually my fourth.
Your fourth. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And I apologize for not knowing that offhand. A lot of times the names change in here, so sometimes I don't get to notice everybody at all the times. Anyway, well, welcome
Yeah.
again. I'm glad that you came in and met with us. Do you have anybody signed up under you?
No, not yet. I'm working on it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're working on it. So, does that excite you at all to have somebody join your team?
Yes, it does.
So, would it excite you to become a director this month?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, and you know what it takes to do that, right?
Yes.
Perfect. And just in case anybody else needs to know, it's getting 3 active personal sponsors. So what I'd like to do is make that happen for you this month, Anna.
Okay,
I'm just going to call you Anna, okay?
that's fine.
So Anna, that's what I'd like to do for you this month. So what I would like is, if you're not already a member of that Zoom chat group that I have, I'd like to add you to it so that you get notifications of every time I go live. And then I'd
Okay.
like you to be able to come into these a little bit more often so that way you can learn some of these tools that we're going to talk about for network marketing and growing your team.
Yes.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Right now, what do you think is your biggest struggle? I ask everybody this, and since I'm talking to you, I want to ask you.
Probably finding the right time to go live. I've done it
Okay.
a couple of times and not too many people are on, so it just
Thank you,
kind of.
Angie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Angie's going to add you to the group for us.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Yeah, it's just finding the right time, the timing, I guess.
So do you go live on your personal page, or do you go live on a group or a business page?
I go live on my personal page and then I add it to my group page. Or
Perfect.
share it.
Perfect. And have you checked your profile settings to make sure that you are going public?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm glad to hear that. So the next thing I'd like to ask you is, when you share it into your group, do you also use your group page for say doing wall drops and pre-sales and things like that, or do you only use your group to post your live?
No, I do my wall drops also.
Okay,
and
perfect.
pre-sales.
So did you know that your group page has insights or analytics?
No.
Okay, so if you go into your group page and there where your settings and such are, there's a spot in there that'll give you analytics and insights for your group, and it'll let you know when your group is the most active. Okay, now this doesn't count when your wall is most active, but it
Right.
will tell you when people are accessing your group and how often, and where, even what parts of the country they're coming from. There's a lot of reporting in there that you can look at that will give you an idea of where your customers are coming from. Okay.
Okay.
And that will help you either reach out to get more of those customers at those same times, or to expand out and reach for other customers at different times.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think that would be the most important. As far as me personally, I feel that it doesn't matter what time zone you're in, around early mornings, coffee hours while people are getting up, getting their coffee. Those are the hours that people are scrolling while they're getting ready to take a shower and doing their makeup, and they're scrolling Facebook and they're watching and observing. Okay. Then
Yeah.
around the lunch hour, when everybody's taking their breaks from their lunches, they're back on their phones again. And then after hours. Okay. And after hours is the greatest amount, because then you get those people that not only from the moment they quit work all the way until the moment they go to sleep. And I'm talking about actually like go to actually fall asleep, like drop their phone on the floor asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. People like myself, I mean, there's people that are up until 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you can reach those people at any time. So I would tell you that I would keep a little notebook or a piece of paper even, and keep track of when you go live over a period of time, and just kind of observe what your viewer counts are at those hours. So if for some reason you can't sleep and it's 11 o'clock at night and you just decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to go see if I can sell the same pieces I couldn't sell last night, and you go back on there and you do a live, you're benefiting your business, because you're probably going to reach out to a customer that may not have ever seen you before.
Right.
Okay. And especially if you've watched that algorithms video and you're working your algorithms and you're being seen on more and more news feeds, those people are seeing you for the first time that have never seen you before.
Okay.
Okay. So hopefully that'll help, and it'll give you something to work on for the next few days. but I definitely want to see you be able to get that first sign up. That first sign up is a rush. It's a little bit difficult sometimes, and if you need extra help, we're here for you. Feel free to
Okay.
also, if you have somebody that's on the fence so they're just not quite sure, feel free to let me know, and you can bring them in here as a guest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they can see what we do and what we talk about, and we can kind of introduce them to some of our members here in our family.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for taking a couple of minutes and talking to me again.
Oh, no problem.
And I'm trying to reach out to those first that aren't in here every day. And I'm sure those of you that are in here every day know exactly what I'm doing. But I don't want anybody to feel left out. So if anybody does have something to add at any point, use that raise hand emoji so that I can see you, and I'll be able to call upon you. I know Crystal's over there working, so she ain't got time to talk anyway. So Jules, I've missed you, girl. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I see you're out and about lately, and I saw your picture that you posted just recently that you were at an event.
Yeah, I'm at a funeral service is what happened. My sister-in-law passed away, so I've been out of town.
Oh man, well I was hoping it was a little more joyous than that.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
mean, the
sorry to
good
hear
news
that.
is I get to see my family that I haven't seen in a long time, so I mean, that's good. We had a baby shower Saturday.
I think the baby
So,
shower is what I saw.
yeah,
Yeah, as a
and
matter of
that's,
fact, it was the baby shower because you were under a picture that said it's a girl.
yep.
Well, I just got to tell you, you look great. I don't know. I know that you've been doing a lot of struggling, and you just recently had surgery. I just got to say, you look great, and I'm excited to have you coming back more and more. How's your lives been going? Have you been doing them?
I haven't in the past week or so, but I was before then.
Yeah. Well, and you do know that that's part of your struggle, though, right? Is being consistent, and that's how you're having a hard time keeping that motivation going.
Yeah, that is my biggest struggle.
So, are you working on trying to fix that? Because I know that that's your struggle. I mean, you've talked about it. Um, how? Oh, Marissa's got something to say. I think she has something to say, or is she not wanting to be seen?
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. What does motivate you?
Well, I need the finances. That's a big thing.
Okay. Income from it motivates you?
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up now. Figures. Yeah, we're not getting
The
you
hill,
anymore.
so I wasn't sure. So let me just say what I gotta say at KoB. Okay.
Go ahead. Well, and Jules, me and you have talked about this before. That you are an amazing person, and you've had extreme success in another direct sales company, and so you've just been afraid to step out of the box in this one. And I'm really baffled, honestly, that you're not seeing the rewards of this business as quickly as you did that other business.
Yeah, it was rather frustrating for me. I mean, I built a huge team, and then the company itself had issues, and so I did all that work for nothing.
And
I
I
was in
often
line to
wonder if
be,
that's the reason why you're afraid to do it here.
yeah, that was a lot of work and little payoff. I mean, I was in line to be a presidential founder of the company.
See, so it makes me wonder if because you had such extreme success there, and then that company fell out from underneath you, if because of that you're totally afraid to put the time and effort into this company because you're afraid with it being, in its 10 years, 10 years, even in network marketing companies, direct sales companies, isn't the longest time. You've got companies like Avon and Tupperware and places like that that have been out there, for what seems like hundreds of years. And then paparazzi is rather new in this direct sales scheme. So I wonder if a lot of that just has to do with your fear of that happening to you again.
Well, that's kind of why I joined paparazzi in the first place, is because it is more stable and because I have more control over when I go live and selling versus, I think it's tougher to sell virtually with other companies where you're not showing the product necessarily in lives where you have like immediate sales kind of thing. So I think there's more control with paparazzi as far as sales go.
Right. Right. And so what can we do that would help you get that consistency and that drive back, that motivation? Because I totally think that once you get working on this and you make this your bread and butter and you put your time and effort into it, like right now I feel like you're not putting the time into it, and so you're not seeing the rewards. But I feel like once you start investing more time and you start reaping more of those rewards, you're going to start increasing the amount of time that you invest in it, in a residual type form, and you're going to start adding more and more and more time into it until eventually you get the success that that you can get in this business. But I think it's taking that initial time to get that initial push going that's causing you the issues, because as well as I do, once you go live if you go live a couple times in a week, by the time you last went live, you're doing better than when you first went live. But then you take a break like you have, and then you try to start over again, and you have to start from scratch. And so you never really gaining that momentum. You're never really building that base that's going to get you those sales. And you know that as well as I know that. I know I'm not telling you anything new.
Yeah, my biggest struggle is I feel like the best time to do the selling is in the evenings, but I mean, I have good intentions, but usually in the evenings I'm not feeling well. So I need to somehow make it work by doing lives late morning, early afternoon. But my problem with that is there's not that many people available at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm not awake early in the morning either. So that's my biggest struggle.
So I'm trying to think, like, I mean, because you're East Coast, aren't you?
Central.
Central, okay. And really, honestly, any of those times after that 5 o'clock mark, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After that 5 o'clock mark would probably give you good results if you were consistently at that time clock. Is there anything that you could do to make sure that you feel better at those times, as far as like maybe, changing your medication just a little bit, if that's what it is, or maybe the time you eat, if that's what causes it?
No, I've kind of tried everything and I'm not sure what it is, but in the evenings I'm past that peak where I'm just too tired and don't feel well.
Oh, that's awesome, Stacy. I'm glad to hear that. Stacy just wrote in the chat that with little time she's been in paparazzi, she's made more and met more awesome people than when she was working with Avon. So that's good stuff. Glad to hear that. You know, Jules, I'm not really exactly sure what's going to help at this point, except for, having to just sometimes, I guess, either break down and go live through not feeling all that well, which I know is not easy. Or what about if you at that time, in those times in the mornings, you reached out to those people that you thought would be interested in joining the team? And you started working on building your team and getting a team going like you did before, so that way, once you, like right now, I feel like you've been putting a lot of time in trying to build yourselves, which is definitely necessary, right? But at the
Right.
same time, what if you were to take those extra moments and put them towards being able to get those people that might be interested in joining the team going. And then once you get like 2 or 3 people and you hit that director mark, and then you're able to start showing them how to get their teams going, and you're leading them that way. Even if you're not leading them through showing them the sales, you're bringing them in and you're leading them that way. And then once you start getting some momentum going there, and you're feeling confident about the business and the people that you're bringing in, and you see that they're doing well, and it may just kind of help spitball that momentum in a different direction than your sales versus your team. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so if that company is no longer in business, like it should be, it shouldn't be really against anybody's standards to go hit up a couple of those people and say, hey, especially your go-getters and your legs, and say, hey, you were really making things happen over here with this company, and since we no longer work together, because they've done what they've done, I've found this, and I'd really like to get you involved, and we can work together over here. And then you get a couple of those people that say that they're going to do that, and I bet you between now and the end of June that like that's a perfect opportunity for you to do that. Hit that rank advancement. Come in here and see some of these Zooms, and talk in some of these Zooms about the things that we're learning when it comes to this network marketing. And I think that that could give you that step ahead.
That makes sense. I can try
All
that.
right. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. And so I'm going to leave you with that for right now, and think about that, and jar that through your your noggin, and see if that rattles you loose anywhere to where you feel like you got that drive to jump in here and get it going. Because I know what you're missing in it. I know what you're needing in it, and I know that it's you that's stopping you from doing it.
That's true.
And you know that I've supported you from the get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yep.
not just making this stuff up just because that's what I do, because that's not the case. I'm here because I've already seen it in you. I already, like the first time me and you talked, I knew that you can do this.
I definitely can. It's just been a matter of trying to figure it out.
Right. All right, girl. Well, good luck. I'm here for you. If you need me, reach out to me. We're all here for you. And hopefully we'll see you in more of these Zooms over this next month, and we get you those 3 people started.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Veronica. Are you there? We'll give her a minute to rush back to her phone, try to find her microphone. Okay, she might have had to mute us or something. It's okay. We'll get back to her in a minute. Veronica, if you end up hearing me, just, give us a raise of a hand or whatever and let us know you're back. Christina, how are you? Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yeah, I can. I'm good. I'm trudging along. I have a virtual event this week. It's like all week, and there's other vendors on this virtual group event. I'm the only paparazzi vendor, and yeah, I'm gonna see what that's about. I haven't done one like this before, but I'm willing to try it.
Hey, sounds interesting.
Yeah, they have like different. I know there's a makeup lady on there, and I think a t-shirt lady. I think when she announced it this morning, because it started today, she has 25 different vendors in that group, and I think like I don't know how many people. I think it said 1K in that group.
Wow.
So yeah, so I'm hoping to hopefully pick up more customers and get more sales. Yeah, 1.5K members. So we'll see how it goes. The coordinator seems really active this weekend. She did a giveaway for people adding people to the group. So I'm sure that helped increase the numbers, and we'll see how it goes. We're allowed to post twice a day. And that can include a live. So I'm excited to see how this works. I'm
Yeah,
hoping
very
to
cool.
gain more customers.
For sure. Well, and I've been wanting to chat with you. Did I lose you? I think we did. Christina, no. Well, hopefully she'll come back. Crystal, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just got
I saw you
back
had
to,
a dry hand, so I had to take the opportunity.
yeah. I guess we've had a lot of rain, and I don't even have animals, and like I don't have animals, period. But my house has been infested with fleas, so I'm like scrubbing my house top to bottom.
You know what you can also do?
Hmm.
If you go to Home Depot or one of those places, they have this spray connector that you can get for your water hose, and you can connect. Okay, that's good, but we
Yeah.
use Simple Green.
Okay.
Simple Green has black licorice in it, or the whatever's like black and tea tree oil or something like that, and it coats their bodies and like it literally kills them.
Okay.
So if you spray your yard with Simple Green and around your foundation and around the edges of your house, it should kill the fleas that you have in your yard that are coming into the house for retreat.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've seen it around like locally too, but yeah, I had my mom came over and helped yesterday because we came back from out of town and they like attacked us and literally as soon as we walked in the door. It was that bad. Like my son had like 6 bites on his face. It was ridiculous. So she came over, we
Right.
sprayed our house, like the perimeter of the house and outside with that stuff. And I've been spraying some other spray and Pine Sol, because Pine Sol kills the eggs. It's been a whole thing. Like I'm having to rewash all of our bedding and towels and clothes, anything that was like exposed. So it's been a really fun
Yeah,
Monday.
you might look and do a Google search on tea tree oil and fleas, because like I
Okay.
said, I know we used to get the tea tree oil really cheap from Walmart, and you can dilute
Yeah.
it in water, and then you can spray that stuff like spray and kill them that way too around the house.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did a lot of damage yesterday, but now that every 3 days eggs hatch.
Yeah.
So every day, essentially, there's new
Fleas are as
ones.
bad as lice
Yeah. Yeah.
or bed
So
bugs.
it's not fun. That's what I've been doing, all while trying to, work the group page or the team page, the team chat, and work with consultants and stuff, and work my own business too, because I was wanting to go live last night, but there was just no possible way. There was
Well,
just no way.
that's where I was going with when I wanted to talk to you is I wanted to ask you how your team is doing, because we are working on talking about team working.
Yeah. I feel like there's a new fire. Are we
Good.
back to where we were? No. But we're doing better than we have. I have 4 active right now, but one of those 4 hasn't been active. Like last month, they were not active. So I'm really excited to see her active again and see this new fire within her, because I think it's going to help her personal life a lot, because like paparazzi's done so much for my mental health, like let alone money or
Right.
whatever. Like my mental health has improved tremendously, and I think it's going to be really good for her
Yeah, but
to
until you get one of those superstars that she fantasizes about join the team, she's never gonna get fully involved. No, I'm
I
just kidding when I
know.
say that. I'm just kidding when I say that, but she has been into the Zoom. She came in yesterday
Yeah.
and today, so
Yeah, I know. I saw her. I was excited. So her and I've been talking, and Stacy had mentioned her downline, and so I've been trying to help with that as much as I can.
right.
Like you said, though, you can only do so much. So, but today's the 7th, right? Today's the day for our incentive for activeness. So I'm hoping with new releases on Monday, we'll get some more active. But if not, we're just gonna rock and roll, and we're gonna do the damn thing, and we're gonna do our goals and everything else. So it'll be fine. It'll work out. We're working on it. It's baby steps.
Yep,
Good
baby
stuff.
stuff.
Well, thank you for taking a minute and chatting with me.
Yeah. Of course.
I appreciate you, and yeah, I know you're gonna get through it. Like you're in here every Zoom. You're motivated. You're driven. You're even when you feel like okay, no, I don't got this, then you show yourself that you do. So, like I don't worry about you too much. I just know that sometimes you self-doubt yourself.
Bad. I get in my own head, and that's always been, even as a kid and like a young adult, like early 20s. That was my biggest downfall in life. My dad will always tell you, "Oh, she's great out the gate," because at first I'm on it, like I got it, I want it, this is what I'm doing, and then I slip up or I trip up or I fall, and then it's like, well, why? Like what? Why keep going, kind of a deal. But I'm trying to work on that, trying to work through that. So we're gonna do what we got to do, and it's a busy month. We just got back out of town for a funeral yesterday. My daughter just flew back in from Florida yesterday. We have Disney in 2 weeks with her dance team. They're all going to Disney, so we have that in 2 weeks that I have to sell some jewelry for, and then 3 weeks after that is my son's first birthday, and then the following week is Vegas for convention. But I think I found a room, so I'm really excited. Like I have the room, I have the plane ticket, and I have my convention ticket. Everything else, we'll figure it out.
Right. Well,
So
good luck with that.
yeah, thanks.
I see Christina's back. Christina, are you back with us now? Or Veronica? Christina or Veronica? Whoever unmutes first. Let's see. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Doo, 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 doo. How about you, Marie? Are you able to? Oh, Marie's busy. I think she's busy. Yeah, she's working. So we'll let her keep working. How about you, Angie? Are you able to talk?
Hi, guys. Yes, good morning.
Hello. What
How
is
are
up
you
with
all?
you?
Well, I am just kind of listening in to everyone and praying as I walk my treadmill. And I'm been having a toothache on my bottom molar, and it
Oh
needs to
no.
come out. And so I have a dentist appointment scheduled tomorrow, but it's only for a consultation. So all weekend, it's all about Oragel, ibuprofen, which I'm hoping it doesn't burn a hole in my stomach. But I was able to do, let's see, a Saturday morning live with my granddaughter, and that went really well. I want to say I sold like 14 pieces. And I maybe had like 12 viewers, I think, something like that.
Okay.
And then yesterday I wanted to try to go live, and I'm like, oh, hell no. My tooth was just throbbing. And so I'm like, you know what? I just got some new jewelry in. So I posted pictures and I said, hey, I mimicked Taylor Kirby's, what he does on his business page. And he basically says, okay, description of the jewelry, the piece that's available. And he says 10 first claim, grab. So I changed up my wording a little bit so I wouldn't plagiarize. And then, so I got orders on those pieces. So, which is a good thing.
Right.
And I'm super motivated with my business, but let me tell you, just listening to all the girls here, I know to one of the gals, and you have to remind me of her name. Oh gosh, Talos. How do you say her name?
Jules.
Oh, Jules. Okay, so Jules, I was listening to you, and I had my hand raised because I'm like, I just wanted to encourage you. I'm so sorry about your loss. And so, anyways, as I listen here, I do take the time to pray and intercede for you girls and guys. And just let you know that you are so loved, and I'm so glad you're here. And Chris, I just need to give you big props because I'm listening to your responses, your caring and loving responses to these girls and guys that just jump on in and they, like you're just asking me about me. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm blessed. But let me tell you, I have my low days too. But and Marissa had a great training this morning. If you have not had a chance to listen to it, please, please, please listen to those trainings and
Yes.
hashtag replay, because she was talking about new habits. And my new habit, okay, so my thing is my bad habit.
More importantly, though, she was talking about bad habits and erasing
Correct.
bad habits, basically.
Correct.
Instead of,
that kind of hinder your business growth. And so now it's hard to have a business at home because you do have to be very structured and very disciplined. And so anyways, my tendency is to spread myself so thin that I'm not productive. So also taking naps during the day. Now I have a dad that's struggling with dementia. I've shared that before. Depression, major depressive disorder. I mean, you name it, it's just all against him right now. He's 75. He'll be 76 in October. So being around that type of a brain degenerative disorder, it's very, very difficult. And so I feel that some of that is potentially could come on me, but you have to do your part. So we have to do our parts. Caregivers get a lot. I know Anna mentioned, I don't know if she's still on here, but she mentioned she takes care of her parents, but it's like, I feel like we need to reward that. You're not taking care of anybody. That individual has to be shown how to take care of themselves, because ultimately we are responsible for ourselves, right?
right.
So advocates really, really have to take care of themselves. I'm an advocate for my elderly father. So I'd rather be called an advocate than a caregiver, because caregiver just seems like you're only taking care of that one individual and your whole life gets put on hold. And it's like, it shouldn't be like that. So anyways, that's my soapbox this morning. But what I wanted to share is the light bulb has went off in this business. I want my team to grow. I'm with Christopher as far as I want to be a bling boss. Also, I want to speak to the person that has worked. I want to speak to the person that has worked other direct sales companies. I have worked 4 direct sales companies, different ones. And by all means, paparazzi to me is number one. Okay. But
Right.
the other thing is, I have made so many connections with many different people in all these amazing companies, whether they, went broke or not. You can always rebuild yourself. You can always build your brand, keep building onto your brand. So don't lose sight of that. And if you were successful, I earned a car from Tupperware. I had a team. I lost my team. I gave up my car, and so you can't let that get you down. You got to get back on that horse. You got to do over. The good thing about being in business for yourself is you're not by yourself. You rebuild. Every day is a new day to rebuild. So
Right.
with that said, I appreciate every single one of you. One of my new habits is to walk my treadmill or do some kind of a walk, cardio, at least 10 to 30 minutes a day. I say 10 because sometimes I won't have time for 30 minutes, but it's 10 minutes to 30 minutes. And then as I get better and stronger, I can even go longer if I wanted to. But that helps me to not want to crawl back into my bed and go back to sleep. So
Right.
it's mental clarity, put your
And that's
makeup on.
important, right? But the mental clarity
Absolutely.
is key.
Absolutely. We all have things that we think about. Crystal says she gets in her head. I get in my head too. We have, for Pete's sakes, we have 30,000 thoughts of thoughts that come through our brain every single day. And what do you do with those thoughts? Some of them you're just like, yeah, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. You need to turn your phone off. You need to have that quiet time just in your thoughts, but then get back to life. Right?
Right.
So, all right. So that's it. I do have a prayer. Father God, I just want to lift every single person on this Zoom today, Father God, and everyone that has come in and out and that comes in and out. I thank you for the anointing that is on Chris's life, Lord, and then on every single one of our lives as well, Father God. I just praise you. I give you glory for this day, Lord, and we rejoice in your name, our Lord Jesus Christ. Whether you're a believer or you're not a believer, that blessing still belongs to you. So don't lose it. I'm Angie, and I'm done talking.
Amen. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate you, girl. So let's see. Did Veronica or Christina make it back?
I'm back. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's okay. We didn't mean to scare you away. No, what I wanted to ask you though is, I know, and I don't want to bring up like something bad situation, but I know just recently you were having a struggle, and you let some of your team members know what was going on, and it was kind of a personal matter. And I was just hoping that had kind of gotten any better for you at all.
I don't know about better. I know that, in hearing, I don't remember who it was, somebody's discussion about, health and things like that. Mental health has a lot to do with it. I think sometimes it is mind over matter, and sometimes my mind, for lack of a better description, is weak. And like I said, lack of a better description. I'm not calling myself weak, but I have those times where I'm just like, yeah, this isn't working for me. Like,
Right.
life itself is not working for me right now. It gets rough. And so sometimes it's a really, really like mind over matter struggle to get myself out of that. because really and truly nothing's changed in that department, except that I have made a conscious effort to pull my focus into as many of those aspects of my life that I actually do have some control over. So I can control my business. I can control, my children to an extent. There's still kids that I'm responsible for, so they got to listen to mom, right? And
Right.
and things like that. So I think that I could sit here and make excuses after excuse, and I know life is going to be hard because it has been, and it continues to be, but I'm doing my best to pull myself from that dark space each and every hour of every day.
Amen. And that's what I hope for you anyway, is that you can do that. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned, all of us coming together last week and praying. It really made me think of something. And like with you telling me, like, the different stresses, and sometimes you have these struggles, and sometimes you just don't know how to sort them. And it's funny to me that I've found what I consider my magic 8 ball. You remember that magic 8 ball that you shake up and you ask it a question and it reveals you an answer? And sometimes it like actually correlates with the topic at hand, and it looks like it actually is foreseeing the future.
Yeah.
That magic 8 ball that I'm talking about, like it is a toy, right? And it's random, and it's going to come up with those random thoughts and things, right? But I follow Elevation Church, uh, Pastor Stephen Furtick. And every Sunday I watch if not Sunday, every I've watched every one of his sermons, that I can get ever since I've discovered him. But it's funny that whenever I'm having a hard time or I'm having a bad day or like I'm in a slump, like regardless of what it has to do with, whether it has to be about my diet or my exercise or, how miserable I feel about this, that, or the other. Like it seems like every time I'm weighed down by one of those things, I go to YouTube and I pull up Stephen Furtick, do a search on him, and click on the very first thing that pops up. And it always seems to show me something that goes along with what I'm dealing with. It always is a sermon or a message or a passage, that's usually anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour long, but it always seems to have a correlation to what I'm dealing with. I don't know if that would help any of you at all, but if it will, I would like to share that magic 8 ball with you. I am a man of faith, so whenever I can tie my religion into my favor, I will definitely do that because I know that my religion is my favor, and that it's what's going to make me the product of who I plan to be. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I feel that like my purpose in life is to lead this team, to run this team, to teach this team how to be successful, and in doing that, also being able to use God as my vessel, and He's what's going to take me to the top with this team, and hopefully, by all I can do in return is show a few people what God does. Um, that's my end of this. Let's see. Did we talk to everybody here? Here, Michelle, we didn't get to talk today. How are you? Are you there, Michelle? Or are you with your boss and not allowed to be on the phone and you're secretly just listening to a Zoom conference? Veronica, did you make it back? Or are you available to use the mic? If not, not a worry.
I'm here. Sorry.
No.
I'm in line. I'm in line to pick up my kids.
Oh, no worries. I think you know what? You've been in line to pick up your kids before on a Zoom.
Yes, I have.
Wow, you went like the multiplicity award.
Yes, I'm trying. Actually, I actually ended up having somebody show up and forgot you guys in the bedroom for a minute earlier, and then I went, "Who's talking in my room?" And then I went, "Oh my gosh, my Zoom!" I was totally into it, and then you guys showed up and totally threw me off. And then it was kind of like, "Oh no!" So like,
That's
no,
awesome.
I'm
That's
back.
awesome, especially when I'm the ghost that's haunting your house.
Yes. It's been a long week for me. I guess I could share this with everybody. I just got out of my 6-year relationship.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry, but I congratulate you maybe at the same time. I'm not sure which.
it would be more of a congratulations because it was a verbally abusive relationship, and
Then definitely so.
you know, I took a lie detector test, and I don't care who knows it. I took a polygraph just so I could prove him wrong, and to see that once he got the truth, that maybe we could go to counseling and work on some things. We're grown, you know, things happen. People
Right.
have problems. People have issues. We can work through them if we're willing to.
We're all sinners.
Yes. And he doesn't believe me. He says that I'm still a liar and all these things. So it's time to move on. I have, of course, my moments. Like I told everybody, I'm on a bipolar roller coaster right now. So
well,
please just, you know, be along for the ride.
Okay, we're coming tomorrow. We're coming
Shut the door.
No.
Okay, 1 second.
Well, and I just want you to know too that.
Hi, I can't
Hello.
hold this. I can't. I told that out.
Did you guys all listen to your teachers?
What?
Did you guys all listen to your teachers and learn something today?
I got
Good deal.
All right, still on her back. I got to give
So,
you to my
Veronica,
daughter.
I just want to tell you real quick though, that you know, not only do I, you know, I'm like here for you guys when it comes to training your teams and stuff like that. Like, I'm here on a personal level too. Like, I don't do nothing but work my business and you know, and help out in that aspect. You know, I whenever I'm not doing my business, I'm listening to my Christian music, or I'm following my church programs, or every once in a while get caught up in a little TV, maybe a video game. But other than that, like the business is my thing. And so you guys are all my thing. If you ever need somebody to talk to, bounce a couple ideas off of, not even business related, just personal, you know, and you want somebody that you can talk to, I'm here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just kind of honestly, he kind of hindered a lot of this business for me. And I didn't really want to tell a whole lot of people because it's embarrassing. But I mean, I've done a lot. And like right now, his brother and sister-in-law are over. And she's like, I got $50. I'm going to shop while you go pick up the kids. I was like, okay. So she's in my office shopping right now. And it makes me feel good because his family supported me. And I realized he never supported me. He kind of talked crap saying, how are you going to go anywhere with $5 jewelry? And I'm like, you just don't get it. You don't get it. You don't see what I see. I try to get him to watch some of the things, you know, like you guys, we've discussed before about getting your partners involved, letting them see it, letting them see the happiness and what can happen and what we can do and what other people are doing. And it's a possibility, you know.
Man, I wish you could have got him into a Zoom conference with me at one point. Boy, I would have showed him where the money really is.
Oh, I farted as I sneezed. Oh my gosh. You are a
kid. I swear, sorry.
And
I wish I would too, because then you could have talked to him, you know, because then he would have actually heard a man also, because he always sees women, you know what I mean? And this and that. And I was trying to explain it to him, like, couples do it. Like, me and you could do it, babe. Like, right now, his job, because when COVID happened, he didn't have his job anymore. They closed everything down. And I was like, you don't get it? Why don't we just do this together? You know?
Well, I mean, that's still open to you if for some reason you guys ever decide to talk about it, you know. If it's something that I can help with, I would gladly tell him the ins and outs of the business. See, the biggest problem that the spouses have is a lot of them don't understand the compensation plan either. Like, they don't understand how easy it is to make money in this business once you start investing your time. And at first, it's going to take a slow crawl to get that speed maintained. But once you get moving on it, this is money. This is money in the bag.
Yeah, this is like we talked about before. I've been with other businesses. I've been with other companies that, you know, I've done Tupperware.
No,
I helped
worries,
with
Marie. Thank you.
all that kind of stuff, you know, like this company has one of the highest commission rates for people. I've gone and looked around, and 45% commission is pretty darn good. And then when you look at
Oh no, we lost you. Why is it we always lose the one speaking? Luckily, we don't ever lose me, right? That would kind of stink. You know, it's funny how everybody always complains that they don't have time. And like, look, I don't want to bring this up because it probably jinx it, but I will. And the fact that I think it's so awesomely cool that even though everybody complains they don't have time sometimes, they still come into the Zooms for 2 hours. I love it. I love it.
I'm
Go
just
ahead,
glad that you
Veronica.
do
I'm
this.
sorry you broke up there. You froze
Yeah,
when you were getting out of the car.
my thing cut out. I'm having issues with my phone today. I don't know why.
I don't either.
It's okay.
Well, as
then.
long as you know, though, like I said, that you can reach out to me for any you know, conversation that you'd like to have. You know, and if I can help in that matter at all, I totally will there too. You know,
yeah.
I've got my dad's head on my shoulders as far as like my dad's always been a thinker, a planner, kind of like a you know, like he can use his words to solve problems, you know, and he's a real good problem solver. He's like an idealistic, you know, he's a realist. And my mom was the one that like took no BS. You know what I mean? So between the two of them, I can read through the BS and know how to go to the problem at hand. And it's just a skill that I have because it was passed down to me. You know what I mean? If it
You're
wasn't,
lucky that that's a good skill to get passed down. You know, sounds like you had a good mixture of parents. As far
I
as
did. I would never ask for anybody different. Sarah's always bugging. Like when I was physically able to get out and about and do what we do, like her and every other person that I've ever been around is always like, dude, you know everybody. Because everywhere that I went, people would be like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, how you been?" You know, and because I noticed, and these people weren't people that I knew, but I noticed people, and I waved, and I said hi, and you know, and so even if these people, I didn't know their names, but I saw them at a checkout at AutoZone when I was buying a battery, they remember me. You know what I mean? And so I always get that. Man, you know everybody, and everybody knows you. And
it's funny, I get that too. Everywhere we go, no matter where I go, I run to at least one person that will be like, Veronica, even with the masks on. People are like, Veronica? Like, I was literally at this place called Falling Prices, and I was walking by, and I haven't seen this guy since we were in high school. And he looks at me and he goes, Veronica Whitman? And I'm all,
Nobody's called me that since.
You just called my first and last name. Okay, who are you?
Right.
You know? And then he was like, he pulls his mask down and he goes, Travis, do you remember me? And I was like, dude, how have you been? And he goes, I've got a pacemaker. And he was telling me all this crazy stuff. And I was like, whoa. And he goes, babe. And he pulled his girl over and he goes, remember we were talking about high school stuff the other day? This is one of the girls I was telling you about. She was one of the cool ones. I was like, thanks. Like,
you know what sucks
one
though?
of the mean ones, I was cool.
You know what though? And I bet what sucks is that a lot of times, like for us guys in high school, like all my old girlfriends, and I'm not talking about like relationship wise, but my girlfriends, girls I hung out with, I've tried to search on Facebook, but I can't find them because I don't know what their damn new name is.
Right? Who they get married to? What's their last name? I wish that people would put both names on there.
I do too, and the ones that do, I'm just like, you already know. People be looking for that old person.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, and so I have Christopher DJ Venom Turner in my profile because I was a DJ for 15 years on an online radio station. And a lot of people know me as DJ Venom. Huh?
What chord did you use? Like what server?
It was, the radio station was Crossfire Radio, and we used a program called Sam's special broadcasting equipment.
Okay, because I have a friend that does radio DJ stuff, and he's been doing it for a really long time. So I was like,
wait, seriously? Like, what kind of music does he do?
He's oh my god, it's DJ Hans with the Eclectic Collective. I can never say it right.
You might have to hook me up with them just so I can check out their radio station. I'm looking for a radio station that I can start a Christian show.
Oh, okay. I can talk to him about it because he's into that whole scene. I know that they just did his friend was coming out to her people. I guess she's never came out and she was gonna come out on her radio station. So he was telling me all about it the other night. And it's just funny because it's funny that you said that, because that's another way you meet more people. And you're right, you put your DJ name on there because they're going to look you up by your DJ name because they're not going to know you.
Right. Well, and if you look up Christopher Turner or even Christopher Michael Turner, you know how many Facebook names you're going to get before you ever find me?
Yeah, it's true.
You're going to have to scroll for days looking for a little itty bitty profile picture that matches mine. Because there's Christopher Turners everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of Christophers.
But yeah, you might have to introduce me to that guy because, like, for the radio station I DJ with most recently, they want me to come back to him, and I want to go back to him, but my faith has changed, and so a lot of the music that I used to play back then isn't what I would play now. That is, if I had that influence on people,
Right. And if you're able to do a different influence, that's what you're going to do,
Yeah, and the radio station then was 100% uncensored and all variety. So anything went, which was great for me at the time because then I could play all my rap music, my hard rock music, my grunge music, and whatever.
Everything.
As a DJ, I like all kinds of music, right?
As a good DJ, yeah.
Yeah, so that's tough. But yeah, I would entertain talking to somebody about possibly having my own show again.
All right. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll have to message you about that then.
Yeah, do that. I appreciate it.
So and I always appreciate these. These talks are always awesome, regardless of what we end up talking about. Sometimes I know it kind of goes off paparazzi, but we're really a family on here.
We're learning about really each other.
Exactly. And it makes us I feel more connected, more like a family, like I have Papa sisters and now I have a Papa brother. So I love it.
Well, so with all of what we talked about the last time we talked, did any of your struggles did any of you like the tips and tricks for your struggles help at all?
Actually, yeah, I kind of fell off a little bit the last few days with the whole thing going on, but I have been starting to delve into, like you had said before, like turn my games into putting jewelry pieces together and going on different platforms and selling my jewelry and pushing my online more. I have been working on it more. I think now that I've got out of the relationship that I've just gotten out of, today is my first day that I'm actually in an outfit. I am not in pajamas. I've been in pajamas for the last 3 days, kind of letting myself mope. And I got up today and was like, today is my kid's second to last day of school. Tomorrow's my daughter's 5th grade promotion ceremony. My kids were gone for the weekend. I did what I needed to do. I moped around, half cleaned, half didn't. Now it's time for me to put my big girl pants on and get going. So I've already been in here.
And today's the first day of the rest of your life. So,
yep. So it's time to just beat feet. And that's why I was excited when I got interrupted a little while ago and she's here to spend $50 on jewelry. That was just kind of like another hello. How can God keep throwing these things at me and saying, look it, that's what you should be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Get up now.
Right.
Let's go. Come on.
And you're in a Zoom at the same
shall
time it
pass.
happens. I mean, it's just like it's that magic 8-ball.
Yep. And so I'm gonna dive into this and my kids and keep myself busy from here on
good
out.
deal.
So
Well, good deal. And like I said, reach out to me if you need me for anything at all. You know, I gladly have a conversation with you if it'll put you in the right mindset.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
For sure, for sure. Let's see. Is Michelle here or back?
I'm here.
Oh, good. So if I get to talk to you, then that means I got to pretty much talk to everybody that was here. So I don't feel like I left anybody out. And we have about 6 minutes left before the end of the hour, which means that we've been on for 2 hours. So why don't we just wrap it up with you, Michelle? How are you today?
I'm good. I took the day off work today to actually get some stuff done. So off of my full-time job.
Oh, okay. So today it's a paparazzi day?
Today is totally paparazzi day.
Oh, good. And what are you planning on doing with it since you have that extra time?
Actually, I already went and dropped off a basket, full of paparazzi, at one of my girlfriend's salons. So it's there today to be sold. And whenever I do that, it's always, sold out. So this time I left not only the basket, but some extra bling along so she can refill throughout the day. And then I'm going to do a live in a couple of hours here once I get the rest of my stuff organized, and just do some posting and try to do a couple more things of training to get myself going good. Yeah.
Very cool. And so hopefully we're able to listen to hopefully all of you agree with what we've been talking about today and how I plan on spending a lot of time in this month of June to see that everybody that wants to rank up can get the most they can to make that happen this month.
Absolutely. I'm very close to, bronze life of the party, and I'm trying to hit that real hard, but I want to go beyond that as well, of course, but that's my minimum goal at the minimum.
Awesome. So. And then what about as far as the team goes?
I've still been talking to people and trying to get people to join up because I still don't have anybody under me, but I'm still not having luck, but I'm not giving up. Just going to keep trying.
Okay. Well, that's one of the things that we're going to be working on this month is getting you to the point of director. So we need to get you 3 people.
Okay. That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for everybody. I want to build an army of directors, and if we can build an army of directors, then we all will be set up for rank achievements. And then, and what I mean by that is that, like, if I can make everybody come to one and start making directors, right? Then that means that we would have up to 3 new people signed up for this next following month, right? So those are 3
Yes.
people that automatically we're going to want to make sure that we train them to get active immediately. We're going to want to make sure that they'll get into Zoom conferences and that those people get into the training groups and those people get the training links and those people get the training video library. And if any of that sounds like something that you've never been introduced to, make sure you get with me because I want to make sure you're all aware. But once we get those 3 people involved in that, right, then their goals for next month are going to be to hit director, right? And so if they hit director on top of you hitting director, on top of next month you looking to gain 3 more new people, then imagine the numbers that are going to happen for you in 2 months' time. You're going to have 3 people signed up underneath you that's going to make you director. You're going to get 10% from those 3 people. Then you're going to push to get 3 more people active, right? And then that's going to give you that 10% for 6 people that you're now making. Plus, you're making the OV for 6 different people. That's 6 different legs. Okay. And now your first legs, those first 3 people that you've signed up that are pushing to get their directors, right? It's going to continue to grow. And you're going to grow that every single month until you can literally become elite within a year or sooner if you can make that happen. Right. And I'm going to give you the tools this month on how to make that happen. So once I make you director this month, if you follow all of these steps and you follow the training of what we're going to do and you hit that director mark and you come back and we do the same thing again next month, I'm going to be teaching you how to do that every single month, right? Can you imagine how quickly you're going to grow in that commission ranks? Because this whole plan that I have ahead of you guys for the rest of this month in these Zoom conferences, we're going to be going over the commission chart. We're going to be going over the ranking and what it takes to get those ranks. We're going to be going over the bonus schedule and how you obtain the bonuses. We're going to go over the unilevel bonuses, which are even more deeper into that. We're going to go over the compensation plan that shows you how much you can make as each rank. We're going to go over all of that because I want each and every one of you this month to be wishing to get those 3 new people active. And like I told you before, you can invite your potential people into here as a guest. We'll take as many guests as we can have. We don't have to. We can make a Zoom conference day if we have all guests. We'll just spend that day talking to our guests and introducing them to the formal training that we provide each other, right? We'll introduce each one of those people. We'll talk about a topic that we're going to talk about, and then we'll ask them if they understood it, if they followed along with it, if they had any questions, and then we'll kind of make them comfortable in this environment, and hopefully they'll see that this is something that they want to do as well.
Yep, that sounds wonderful.
So we all game for that then?
I am.
Perfect. Michelle, I know you got a lot going on right now with your fraudulent
identity theft
and all that.
Oh heck yeah.
That's the word thank you. That's what I'm looking for. So I know you're stressing quite a bit right now, girl, and I don't want to put too much on you, but I do want you to continue to follow what you've been following because I think it's helping you through it too.
It has. It's given me something else to focus on, but like I said, I have to go to the FBI, and drop off my phone today as well. And so they can begin doing a scan and just a lot of things. So, and I have a lot
Right.
of phone calls to make when it comes to that as well, including the two states commissioner's office as to where this happened at. So, yeah.
Right.
So,
Well,
anywho,
just know, if it's difficult for you to be able to get your sales going because of all that that's going on here, maybe switching gears a little bit and pushing to grow a team might just be the ticket that you need,
exactly. Yeah, I agree 100%.
And of course I still encourage you to keep the motivation going with your sales anywhere and everywhere you possibly can. But making that extra time to where you're reaching out to those people that could possibly use this as a business.
Absolutely. And
And-
I just want to offer this opportunity. I want it to, to be get going with it for people to sign up.
All right, and you know what? We're gonna have some really, really good trainings in here too, as far as like, when people reject the because of the money, how much money it's gonna cost them, and like right one of the trainings I listened to last night, I was kind of blown away because the guy was trying to sell $1,000 startup kit. Okay. And the first thing I thought of was like, you know, yeah, I could probably afford it if I had to, like, but would I be willing to? Probably not right now, especially not while I'm in this business that I'm in right now, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of money to come up with.
Right, right.
You're struggling.
Yeah, but then he said something to because he was doing this in a scenario with another person, right? And the other person had said that, look, I don't have $1,000. Like, I am not going to be able to come up with that if I wanted to. Like, it's just not going to happen. And
Yeah.
the guy that was selling the product was like, I totally feel this same way you did. Like, I know exactly how you're feeling right now because I was there, right? And it was kind of funny because he was using the feel found felt method, that we keep talking about.
Right.
But yet his was just a little bit different in the fact that he said, I felt the same way. I was like, when somebody approached this to me, I was like, I don't have the money to do that. But then I started like counting my money for my time, and like I'm working an 8-hour shift so that I can make this much money. But yet, if I were to put this much time into doing this, I can make so much more in this much time that time is money to me. So I felt like, you know what, if I can't afford to spend the money right now while I'm working a full 40-hour a week job, then like I'm never gonna have it, right? Because that's just the rut that I'm in.
Yeah.
But to get out of that rut, maybe if I put this $1,000 investment out here, they could get me into this other residual income and competitive income and eventually make me more money for my time, then maybe I should do it. And that's why I joined. And so basically, like I'm basically buying back my time now because now I'm making more money than I was back then in less time than I ever did back then. So now I have more time to invest in making more money.
Right.
Right. And so, like, you can wait as long as you want to make that $1,000, but you're probably never going to have $1,000 of extra money to do anything unless you invest that $1,000 into something that's going to make you more money, like this business will.
True
You
that.
can't invest that $1,000 into your 8 to 9 to 5 job and have it make you more money.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. One
You
has,
know,
in this
and that right,
circumstance, has nothing to do with it. Yeah.
you're right, and that right there knows that it makes it easier even for those people to see that it can make them money. You know what I mean? And that they don't have to quit their day job. Because like I would tell them, like, I'm not telling you this because I want you to quit your day job, right? That's not my goal. My goal is that I want you to see that I can offer you something that eventually, if you start building the time into, it could replace your day job if you wanted it to.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
my
then one
goal.
thing, oh, go ahead.
No, that's my goal with paparazzi, is just to be out of my full-time job and only doing my paparazzi, you know?
Right.
So, and then life will be
Well,
blissful again.
there you go. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Well, ladies, we've hit that 2-hour mark. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it good for the day.
All righty.
I'm getting messages popping up now because we have new coming up in an hour. So I would like to say a prayer with everybody, and then I will head out.
Sounds good.
Dear Lord, we just come to you today again as a team and as a family, as a unit, as people, Lord. We come to you and hope that you can continue to guide us and direct us and help motivate us and help give us the direction that we need to get where we want to go, Lord. Like, show us that clear path. We know that if you're bringing these ideas to light for us, if you're bringing these dreams of what we want to have or what we want to accomplish in this business, we know it's possible because you're allowing us that, Lord. And we just come to you asking that you continue giving us those positive thoughts, that energy and that vibe and the drive to keep going and being a success in this business, Lord. And not only for ourselves, but for those that we bring into it. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Everybody have a blessed day.
Definitely. You guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow at 1:00.
Okie dokie. See you then.
All right. Bye-bye.